Just imagine somebody pinning you down by something heavy. You can't move, and then you die. How can these people live with themselves? I'm talking about the parents. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Let me update y'all on what happened this weekend. Oh my goodness, the storm was insane. So I'm in the south, I live in Arkansas. That tornado hit a part of Arkansas. I was okay, but the thunderstorm, I'm talking about trees down everywhere, y'all. There's so many streets that are blocked. I know my sister was a mile away from the tornado, and she's in college, and it was storm chase. There was a lot going on. That storm, no. I'm talking about, I live by a lot of trees, and I'm talking about, it was just so much. We opened the balcony, y'all. Everything was just going sideways. It was stuff flying. I thought a tornado was going to form behind me. It was that bad. I was just like, oh my God. It was like, I know a lot of people are without power still. There's like power lines down. It was bad. And it was just so, the loudest thunder you can ever hear. It was just so horrific. I was like, this storm, I know it's been raining, but like, it's worse than I thought it was going to be. But I'm happy, you know, people survived. I actually think it was one fatality, unfortunately. I just wouldn't wish that on anybody. Mother Nature do not play. It's really scary, y'all. Like, it's crazy how this stuff just formed out of nowhere. Like, I did not expect a true thunderstorm like that. I know they keep on saying it was like going to be a bad storm, but I did not expect it. But along with that, let me update y'all on the channel real quick, okay? So I gotta get my notes out because I wrote it down so I don't forget. I got something I want to do for you guys. I'm gonna add a segment on the show specifically for trials, okay? Because I want this channel to have order, and y'all know I already been messing up because I was supposed to be doing my schedule uploading the weekly schedules. I don't do that. It's just, I'm not gonna do it because I don't know what I'm gonna talk about, and it throw me off, and I really do forget, y'all. I apologize, I really do forget. But we're gonna have Trial Talk Tuesdays. Let me repeat that. Trial Talk Tuesdays. What is that? So this is going to be a segment where only on Tuesdays I talk about different trials. I'm just going to, because I told you I want to talk about different trials, so different segments. I still want to talk about the O.J. Simpson glove case. I want to like literally break that down. You know, with the whole, you know, when he was driving, you know, when he was the police chase. Was it a police chase? Because they could have rammed him, but you know, back then maybe, I don't know, maybe it's because of the name. Anyways, Jeffrey Dahmer. I heard Ted Bundy, who represented himself at some point in that trial. We're going to watch all of that. So I'm going to leave those for Tuesday. Somebody commented they still wanted to hear the Menendez case. So I'm going to have a clip of that tomorrow. Okay, so I was like, this will be the perfect time to try to just get order on this channel, and I'm gonna remember it because I wrote it on my phone, but I'm gonna physically write it down. Trial Talk Tuesdays. Also, is really cute, so just expect that starting tomorrow. You might expect a new little intro for it. We'll see. I'm gonna have some cute thumbnails, some really creative thumbnails for this. I'm gonna have my whole little intro, y'all. Y'all know me. I'm gonna just be like, you know, welcome to Trial Talk Tuesday. Hey guys, we're gonna jump into this trial. That's just expect that type of stuff. Also, if y'all want like a specific trial for me to cover, like, cause I'm gonna look at clips and stuff, cause y'all, that Menendez case, I watched the first testimony of Lyle Menendez. Jeez, I wasn't expecting to watch the whole thing, and now I really gotta finish it. But I'm gonna go in clips, okay? So I'm gonna most likely react to like a part of Eric's. I have to, because I'm like, I heard about all that. I gotta continue it. So I'm just gonna have different clips on that. So expect that on Tuesday. I will also make a playlist for it. So it's all on there. Like I said, I'm trying to get order on this channel. By the way, we have reached over 1,100 subscribers. We're at 1106. Thank you. Welcome to the channel. Oh my God, I love it. I just want to continue it. I enjoy talking about crime. This is all about spreading awareness. That's what I do on this channel, you guys. And it's so much crime that needs to be talked about, y'all. So yeah, expect all that starting tomorrow. I got a lot of work to do tonight. So yeah, if you guys want any cases, also just comment below. So now we're going to get into this case. So we're talking about the parents who set a 50-pound suitcase filled with books on a toddler. She in her crib. She died. And they tried to say it was to stop her from climbing out. So you put a 50-pound heavy luggage suitcase filled with books on a child. It compressed her neck. She couldn't move. She died of, I don't know how to say it, asphyxiation. I hope I said that right. But yeah, she couldn't breathe. That's how she passed away. And they're out on bond. I'm talking about the amount of idiotic parents that are out here is actually astonishing. And yes, I can say it. I don't care what nobody say. I don't got kids. I can say whatever I want to say about these parents. Because these parents purposely do this. You knew. Like, there's no way you didn't think that that was not going to kill her. Like, I'm so confused. So let's get into it. Toddler dies after 50-pound suitcase used atop crib to keep her confined fell on her neck. Parents arrested. And these are the parents, y'all. Oh my goodness. Like, can you imagine? So I guess this is what we're picturing. The crib, the 2-year-old, this huge luggage, because that's a big luggage. 50 pounds is like, they filled it up. You know, at the, I think it's minus no more than 50 pounds, right? At the airport. Like, that's some heavy luggage. Oh my goodness. So they tried to put it on top, they say, and it fell. Nobody woke up. They went to sleep, y'all, because mind you, they woke up 2 hours later. Oh my gosh. A former U.S. Marine and his wife, both 30, have been arrested for allegedly causing the death of their 2-year-old daughter, who was, I can never say this word, y'all, asphyxiated in her crib when a heavy suitcase meant to keep her from escaping fell and pinned her down by the neck on the grounds of the Florida Air Force Base. Cody Glenn Simmons and Kateri Ann Simmons were taken into custody last week near Cleveland, Ohio, and charged with 1 count each of involuntary manslaughter in connection with the 2022 death of young Maeve Simmons. Now, y'all, is it me, or I know there is something you can use to keep kids in? I know kids, I do know this. I watch a lot of stuff. Kids do get out. Like, isn't it interesting how kids just constantly move? Like they just don't stop moving. But there's a bed. I know there's a bed if your child do that. I know it's not cheap, I think, but it's like you can get it. I think they say you can get it prescribed, by the way, too. Like, it's a big old bed, but it's enough room, and you can zip it up, and it's air and let in air, but it's to keep them in if they keep getting out. Like, I would never set a suitcase on a crib. Also, are 2-year-olds, are they like too big for cribs? Is it me, or are they supposed to be in a kitty bed? I don't know. I'm just saying, y'all, I don't know, like, kids. I think we didn't, I don't even remember being in a crib. Mom of the year, let me stop, y'all. But no, for real, seriously. I know there's other ways to do it, but I would just think you would just have to keep putting it back in the bed. Like, I know you get no sleep, but that's better than setting a suitcase. Why would they fill it with books, though? Because even if you put it on top, because mind you, I say mind you a lot. Mind you, if you put it across it, I feel like that's what they had to do, because you can't, it's not, a 50-pound suitcase is not big enough, depending on the size of the crib, to cover the entire top of the crib. Because if that little girl is getting out like that, she's going to get up and constantly hit it, constantly try to move it. Like, is that what happened? She got up and moved, it fell on her, and she died? Like, I don't know. The federal indictment filed in the Middle District of Florida earlier this month does not provide details about the alleged crime, but does accuse the parents of causing their daughter's death by actions taken without malice. On or about July 1st, 2022 through on or about November 27, 2022 at the Air Force Base in Tampa, Florida, the defendants aided and abetting one another did unlawfully kill victim 1 without malice in the commission in an unlawful manner and without due caution and circumspection of a lawful act which might produce death. The 2-page indictment states. Okay, that was so paragraph. Records from Cody Simmons court martial show that the incident took place in the couple's home on the night of November 26, 2022. A summary of the charges against him states that he endangered the safety of his daughter by placing her in a portable crib and then putting a foam mattress and suitcase filled with books on top of the crib. And see, I didn't even know about the mattress. So you got a mattress and then okay, I see what's going on now. I see exactly what's going on. So they didn't even say nothing about the mattress at the beginning. So I was like, okay. So you set a mattress on top to cover it. And then you, for some reason, set this heavy 50-pound suitcase on it. So she got suffocated by both of those. Like, do parents do this stuff to keep the kids in? Is there not like a... Let me look this up. Let me look some up, y'all. I'm so confused. You know, I know a lot of kids, you can't give kids melatonin. Is it melatonin? Melatonin. Can't you prescribe kids like sleeping medicine and stuff to let them go to sleep? Because maybe the little girl can't go to sleep. Let's look this up, y'all. Oh my goodness. And you know what? Hold on. How to keep babies from climbing out of crib. Lower the mattress to its lowest setting. Consider turning the crib around if one side is taller. Use a sleep sack to restrict leg movement. Why does that sound so dark? What the heck? And ensure the room is safe by removing potential climbing aids. Try turning the crib around if your little climber outsmarts the sleep sack. Yeah, these little toddlers be moving too. Let me see what to say. Okay, same thing. What does turn the crib around mean? Is it like... I don't know. I don't know. That's scary. No, you don't. I know you don't do what they did, but how I would just think you just constantly put them back in and you try to get them to go to sleep. But maybe I wouldn't know because I'm over here talking about melatonin and putting them to sleep. But maybe the kid have a hard time going to sleep. You can also, I do know this, you can't just keep them up until they go to sleep, but then you'll be tired. But that's parenting, I would hope. Like, I know kids shouldn't be up all day, but I know, like, at night, a lot of the time they just can't go to sleep. I wonder if they could also they could have let the child sleep with them. I know parents do that too. But why would they do this? A 50-pound suitcase filled with books? Okay, come on. Okay. Such conduct constituted culpable negligence which resulted in grievous bodily harm, to wit, the words in this, mechanical asphyxiation resulted in death, the records state. A report from the Florida Department of Children and Families obtained by the Tampa Bay Times provided more about her death. According to the report, Maeve had been having difficulty sleeping at night, often climbing out of her crib, then messing up her room and waking up her two siblings, ages 4 and 6. Concerned about Maeve's behavior as well as her safety, the Simmons tried to put the girl in a pack and play. Okay, I think that's what it is. But she was able to climb out as that as well. That's not what it is, never mind. The Simmons attempted to cover the pack and play with a zip-on mesh top and put Maeve in a sleep sack that covered her legs and restricted movement. But the child was still able to escape, documents said. At some point, the couple began stacking the book-filled suitcase, which reportedly weighed about 50 pounds, on top of the mesh covering along with the children's foam couch. Oh my God. Like, oh my goodness. On the night in question, Cody Simmons said he put the 3 kids to bed between 8:30 and 9 p.m. and continued hearing Maeve babble for about 15 minutes before she stopped. And he assumed she had fallen asleep. His wife came in a few hours later. Kateri Simmons, at about 9:30 the following morning, reportedly went into the child's room and found Maeve inside the pack and play with the suitcase and other items pinning her neck down. The parents immediately called 911, but the child was declared dead upon arriving at the local hospital. Like, you hear the child and you don't go check. Like, parents of the year, they got 3 kids. But, like, I would think, I guess babbling don't sound like nothing much. You hear a child and you're like, okay, she's trying to go to sleep. I don't know. It's just, I would think I would have that intuition to go check on the child. I would hope. Like, especially after you put that stuff on top of her crib, if she making any noise, you should go check on her, right? I know I'm not crazy. Like, parents, what would y'all do? How about that? What would y'all do? Because I don't know. But to put a mattress on top, which I have heard about that. Because, you know, they could breathe. They got the stuff on the outside and there. It'd be a heavy mattress that actually covers it, which is still kind of crazy to me. But I'm like, okay. Because what if the child stand up and fall and, like, break their neck? This is like 1,000 ways to die. Because this is, like, insane. Because the mattress obviously was not sturdy enough. And that luggage was obviously too heavy to be on top of it. But if you put all of that on her crib and you heard her, and I would think it's a problem, especially if it's not what she was doing before. I know she made a lot of noise. She was getting out, and they said, like, babbling a lot all night. But if it sounds different this time, you should go check on her, and maybe she would still be alive. But they chose not to check, and they chose to just sleep it out. Okay, I'm okay. Let me finish this, y'all. The parents knowingly placed items on top of the toddler's pack and play in effort to keep her confined inside, a DCF investigator wrote in the report. Although they were not doing it for discipline purposes, and although they were not willingly trying to harm her, their actions ultimately led to her demise. Authorities noted in the report that Maeve's siblings both appeared to be well cared for, and the Simmons reportedly had no previous incidents involving the welfare of their children. Cody Simmons, who previously pleaded guilty to child endangerment at his court-martial last year, waived extradition? I don't know how to say that. And is being transported from Ohio to Florida, while Kateri Simmons was released on a $20,000 unsecured bond. Okay, so she's out on bond, not him. I'm just confused still. Like, this, I'm happy I did this one because this one been on the list for a while. And I'm like, it don't sound like it was intentional, but y'all did it intentionally to stop her from moving and getting up. And y'all didn't go check on her after putting all that on top of the crib. Not even thinking, I'm surprised they didn't hear her fall in, but I'm like, okay. But was she the only one in the room? Like, the kids, nobody shared room? Like, nobody heard anything. What's a pack and play? Pack and play. Oh, okay. Okay. I get it. I get it. I get that, y'all. It just looked like a little playpen. Oh my goodness. I'm talking. And they say it's to keep them from climbing out. Look, I think from what I heard, from what I read, I think the little girl had issues with sleeping, like they said, and I think they should have focused on that rather than trying to keep her from climbing out so much, because I feel like if it's not helping, nothing's gonna do it. An accident happened, and look, unfortunately, they have to live with that. But I think as a mom, what I would do, and y'all, let me put a disclaimer, because I swear on YouTube, you gotta put a disclaimer on everything. People they don't understand when I be trying to say stuff, y'all. Like, it was a time before when I was talking about a case with a little girl or little kids, and I was like, as a mom, I would do this. As somebody who commented, they was like, as a mom, you're not even a mom, and so you wouldn't know. Oh my God. I'm like, okay, in theory, if I was a mom, this is what I would do. Okay. I would literally just keep checking on the child. I would think, like, try to get her back to sleep. I'm still thinking you can't just get sleeping pills. You can't get a kid sleeping pill. But there is kids sleep medicine you can help them go to sleep with, especially if she was having issues going to sleep. But yeah, this turned into murder, accidental murder. That's what it sounds like. It was an unfortunate accident though, but was it really? Because look, I know it was an accident, like they say, but why would you fill a suitcase filled with books? It's so heavy. Now they charge with manslaughter, and oh my God. And then you have to live with that. Like, your child is not here no more because of that action. And yes, they're going to think about that forever. It's like, I know you tried to get her to stop climbing out, but like, I would rather her just keep climbing out and me just going to check on her because of suitcases. That suitcase is heavy. That's where they messed up. And I know the whole thing is messed up. I'm just saying. The luggage, it wasn't even filled with clothes. It was filled with books. She couldn't move if she wanted to. It pinned her neck down. And he heard it. He thought she was just babbling. Didn't go check on her. Could have saved her life and she passed away. That's so sad. It's always sad with the kid cases on how kids pass away, y'all. But I am curious about, parents out there. What would you do in this situation? If you, like, what do y'all do if y'all, y'all had kids? If what happened? Tell me, because I need some parenting tips. But I'm not a parent. But when it happens, Google don't really tell you everything of how your parents tell you. I need to ask my mom that. But yeah, how do you keep your kids from climbing out of the crib? If they do, because I know a lot of kids sleep easy at night. Some don't. So yeah, this is interesting. I had this on my on the list for a while, and I'm happy I finally got to talk about it because I was curious. This is a sad way for that little girl to pass away. So heartbreaking. She was having problems sleeping, and that's what they should have focused on. Rather than her constantly getting out, try to get her back to sleep. And maybe that means staying up later, but I know they have, and don't tell me, I know they have 3 kids. They know this. They know how to take care of kids. I'm just saying. Everybody have different sleep patterns. Maybe the little girls sleep during the day. I don't know. I don't know. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, Tuesday, Trial Talk Tuesdays. We will start those tomorrow. We will be getting into some trials, y'all. I got more to record today. Actually have a trial to record because y'all know I got stuff going on tomorrow, so I gotta pre-record that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay safe, stay aware, stay alert. And by the way, did I say that in the last video? Because I feel like I did not. I feel like it sounds new, but I know it's not because I said it in like all my videos. But like, did I say that? I don't know. I'll have to go check. What are your thoughts on this? Parents, what are your thoughts on this? Seriously, I'm really curious about that. And I will see you guys on the next video. I have more to record. Bye.